You're tuning into the Jersey Comic Crew. Right now, we are talking a review of Comic Con at Home 2020. What did we like from the show? What's coming out next? Find out now.
Comic Con was at home? Moving on to our next topic, Chris. There was something else big that happened this week. It was Comic Con at home.
Comic Con at Home, yes. Oh, man.
So, the first ever San Diego Comic Con at my house.
Everyone was here.
Everybody came over.
All the celebrities.
My
were
grandma
here.
gave them cookies. We had a pool party. They played with the cat. It was a fun time.
Henry Cavill just bench pressed me for like 3 hours.
It was fantastic. Let me tell you, Henry Cavill bench pressing you. I never thought I needed anything in my life.
Every time I came down, I was like, hi.
But seriously, this is the first ever San Diego Comic Con I've been to. And let me tell you, I was not as happy as I thought I would be, but there's a lot of news.
What a mess.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, this was, as you know, like, if anyone doesn't know behind the scenes, you know, Rob does a lot of the editing, so if you're watching YouTube, it looks all pretty right now because of Rob. And I do, like, the scripting and kind of I'm like the before, we're both during, and Rob's the after.
That's right. Remember that. He's the before picture, I'm the after picture.
Yeah, so Rob,
you heard it here first.
I'm the first in, Rob is the sloppy seconds. Exactly what you think. So, which he might like.
Who doesn't like a sloppy Joe is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Joe. But Comic Con at Home, of everything I've scripted as far as E3s and conferences and, you know, even regular San Diego Comic Con news or Star Wars Celebration, this was one of the toughest things to try and, one, figure out the schedule. You know, they partnered with IGN. They had like a basic schedule, but there was stuff that people were doing by themselves. I didn't even know Marvel was doing a 616 thing on Disney Plus that was live.
Oh, bro, it was like, it's like when you go to a con, like New York, or let's say you go to New York Comic Con and you didn't plan
meme where he's like,
beforehand, like you didn't know where any of the panels were, and you go to try to go find a panel. This is what it was like. You don't know what's happening. They don't know what's happening. Things got moved 3 times.
Yeah. People just didn't show up.
Like, celebrities who showed up who weren't supposed to, and vice versa. People left, they weren't supposed to be there. Like, it's craziness.
Me and yours first New York Comic Con together as a show was like 3 years ago. We went on a Thursday, and like I have like too many comic books. So like I packed a backpack full, like I have each day ready to go.
I had like 4 comics and like a donut. That's all I had.
That he somehow made last for a while too. And like we get there, Rob's like getting all this free stuff, and he's getting posters, and he's got like a new like art flip book thing.
Oh yeah, that was great. I came back. He's like, "What do you have?" Oh,
Rob got this. And I'm like, what is all this? He's like, oh, I went over there, and this guy, I was like, it's great. And I've been on the same line for a guy that just doesn't show up for like the past 2 hours, and then like I'm still carrying the same 80-pound backpack I was this morning. So like I go home all pissed off, and then the next day Rob wasn't there, and for some reason I had the best day ever. And like got all these signatures, and like Rob Liefeld was just there and stuff. So like, I don't know, it's a weird thing, Comic-Con, because sometimes it's amazing, and the point is sometimes it's great, and the excitement's there, but sometimes it doesn't meet that hype or excitement. And
it's like going to the movies versus watching the movies at home. That's kind of how I feel this year. If you're an avid moviegoer, right? You go to the movies on opening weekend. There's electricity in the air. There's a certain kind of energy.
Well, yes,
you're all watching it. Right? Yeah. You know what, man? Let me say my poetic thing, and then you can shit on it. All right? Now you feel better now? You monster. Anyway, like you go, you're all excited for opening weekend. You're all there, hyped up, and you're enjoying it. It makes the movie that much better, even if it's a basic movie, right? Yeah. Comic-Cons is the same thing. You can listen to the news and look it up. Like, oh, this is cool. But if you're actually at the show, the energy in the room is outstanding. And now to have the biggest Comic-Con at your house, the energy was deflated, obviously. The madness of trying to find panels was terrible. But we did get a lot of cool stuff, Chris. So, like,
we did. In between the watching people in board meetings on Zoom panels.
Oh, my goodness.
Were just unbearable to watch.
No, nobody wanted to do it. Everybody's hot. Everybody's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's great to like try to listen, and like there's so many people on. You have like the awkward like everyone has a different delay, so people are talking over each other and then not talking.
Yeah.
And then it's great. But
So,
yeah, no, some great stuff. What did you like, man? I want to hear what you like.
I want to start with New Mutants. We talked about this last week. There's the trailer. You probably already watched it. They released a new Comic-Con trailer and like the first 2-minute scene of it.
Told you.
And now, last week, I was like, I don't want to see a trailer unless I see a big bad. I just want the movie
That's exactly what you said.
I don't care. Just like that. Like, I'm perfectly acting because I'm amazing.
I said, we're going to get a new trailer, and you rolled your eyes.
Yep, and I rolled my eyes. Guys, I watched that trailer.
That's awesome.
I lost my mind.
You lost your mind, really?
Yeah, I fell in love. I was like, oh, Demon Bear, all right, magic with a sword. Awesome. I see transformation of the Wolf Girl. I'm like, the worst part about this is I know this is the last one. Like, now I'm so hyped for this movie. Like, I've been a whole roller coaster with this movie. Now I'm back on the crazy train, waiting to see this. But I like it. I can't wait to see Demon Bear. I can't wait to see this movie. Yeah. Like, now I'm hyped. The first
couple minutes was great.
That was so good.
I thought it was a really good start. But again, the problem is that for some reason they think they're still going to release this in theaters in August. Like, what are we doing? Why is this not on Disney Plus? Why are we not just biting the bullet here?
They're hopeful.
And even the cast is like, well, we don't know. Like, everyone's like 5 years older. Like,
well, I don't know what's happening,
like Arya Stark's like 60. Like, all of this is, like, to me, ridiculous for a movie that is not going to, as far as we know, not going to be related to the MCU.
If it will be, though.
I don't think it could
be.
I don't think
Look, hear me out.
I mean, Bill Sienkiewicz was in this panel, who, like, is the artist behind New Mutants.
Yes.
And even he was like, so no Disney Plus, really?
Like, this movie, it's with B and C-list characters in its own pocket of the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
Like, they could have done reshoots to made it very ambiguous. This movie, if done well, I think could easily fit into the MCU because it has none of the big names in it.
I think you're high hoping it way too hard, bro.
Hi ho. It's off the work we go. Like, yes, I'm high hoping here.
I was thinking more like Panic at the Disco high hopes, but
that's so much better.
It is so much better than you changing high hopes to high hopes from a movie from 1937.
Oh my god, yeah. I was just listening to Panic the other day. I was like,
wouldn't it be an easier connection anyway?
It would have. It would have.
But I think you're hyping it way too hard. I think it's going to be a good movie for what it is. I think it's true. I think it's going to be great for what it is. I think it's going to be a New Mutants horror-style movie with characters that, are not main X-Men characters that you could take a genre like horror, mystery, thriller, and throw them in there.
And you felt that very much with this trailer, too. Like, this trailer, absolutely. You definitely felt the thriller, scary vibe.
Demon Bear. Who don't want to see Demon Bear and werewolves fighting?
I do.
And Magic with her Soul Taker, sword.
I saw her arm transform, too. Put the armor on.
Awesome. So, like,
I was going to ask, what about you?
I liked the trailer. I liked them. But, like, again, like, they showed the beginning of the movie, which is great and cool, but it's like, we're not going to get this movie unless they just bite the bullet and release on Disney Plus, because these movie theaters are closing up again, and this is only getting worse. Like Florida's like, we're about to annex them from the entire, like,
oh my god, I don't know what's happening with them
pretty soon, because, like, my god, people, just wear a mask. And then on top of it, like, August, the date hasn't moved for, August is a week and a half away.
Not even, it's like 5 days.
5 days away. It's like this weekend. So, like, there's no way we're getting this movie in theaters. I don't know why they're not on Disney Plus. To me, like, if you wanted to make Comic-Con at home, like, you wanted to be the big dog, like, top dog, you would announce that this movie's on Disney Plus, and that's all anyone is talking about.
Yeah.
That's all anyone's talking about.
Because then it revolutionizes movies and TV.
Yeah.
And then everybody freaks out.
And I get they put a lot of money into it, right? Like, you could tell the CGI budget is huge, the graphics budget's huge. But again, I think it's a movie that a lot of people seeing that are ready to watch now from home.
Yeah.
I think those Disney Plus viewings would, again, go nuts if you released it at home, but otherwise I thought it looked good, and everyone looked really old because it's been forever.
Now let me ask you, what else from Comic-Con at home spoke to you? Like, what's something that's like, oh, you got to share with people who are watching who might not have watched everything?
Yeah, and for me, it's some of the smaller stuff. It's the actual comic book news. Because, San Diego Comic-Con is called Comic-Con. It's really more of a pop culture con, though.
It's really a movie con at this point.
Yeah, like, same thing with New York, right? It used to be a Comic-Con. Now it's kind of overtaken to this pop culture convention of movies, TV, and streaming stuff. But some of the comic news, Lucasfilm did, a Zoom meeting, which felt so boring, with a bunch of people. But Greg Pak, who's the writer of Darth Vader, confirmed that in his comic, the Vader comic, which is coinciding with Star Wars between episode 5 and 6 right now, the next big arc will tie into Rise of Skywalker.
How? I'm so
I have
excited.
no idea. It's one of those things where you hear it and you're like, oh, okay, and then you're like, wait.
How?
But,
right? Because it's Vader, he died.
And I don't know if this is what interests me, and my mainly another reason to bring it up is my question to you is, to me it almost feels like a company decision to say, hey, we want you to tie this in and give this movie that everyone kind of craps on a little more body to deal with and a little more, Star Wars lore and world building, kind of the way that Clone Wars helped the prequel trilogy. In a different way completely, obviously, because it's a show to a movie and a comic to a movie. But that's kind of the sense I'm getting, where it's like, all right, maybe we're going to delve into this a little bit and see some connection that we may have missed. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the Vader helmet that was in Kylo Ren's room in the beginning of Rise of Skywalker that Rey kind of finds, and that creates a connection with her and Kylo still. But
that's the only thing I can think of, right? Maybe
his
Rey
voice at the end. I don't know.
Maybe Rey gets a Force vision or connects to the Force and speaks to Anakin.
Interesting. But why? She has no connection to.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
She's calling herself she's a name stealer. That's what she is. She's a name thief. She's a plagiarizer.
I ain't calling her a name thief.
But she, she's Rey Skywalker, but she's not. She's actually a Palpatine. So is that the connection where it's like, hey, my grandfather. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie. But my grandfather was your master. Is he the one maybe goes in and is like, by the way, I know some stuff you don't know. A little Anakin.
This is how you beat your
Also, I hate sand, just so you know. So I don't know. Is that the connection? I mean, the comic is phenomenal. The comics for Vader, especially, have always been phenomenal. So I have a feeling whatever's going to be written will be really good storytelling. I just don't know if it's a necessary connection or what the connection could
This is
possibly
something
be.
that we're going to have to wait and see. I hate saying that phrase, wait and see, because that's what most of life is, right? We just have to wait and see how it's done and if it makes sense. Like, anything done well will work, right? Any comic book story arc that's written really well, that's drawn and colored and inked well, people are going to like. Yep. But Star Wars is in this unique thing that even if the story is done well, doesn't mean people are going to like it. So that's kind of the teetering we have to build with.
Meaning doesn't mean people are going to like the movie more?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that people are going to like the movie more. It doesn't mean that they're going to like this story in the grand scheme of the Star Wars mythos. Mm-hmm. Like, it might not fit the puzzle piece the way they want it.
I can see that.
And, going into more Star Wars news, we got the confirmed delay from Disney that the new Star Wars trilogy has been delayed to 2023, and because of that, their Avatar stuff has also been pushed, like Avatar 2, 4, 5, 3, like all of them.
Avatar sequels have been pushed for years, so I'm not a big Avatar fan.
See, I liked it, but it's not. I thought one movie's not enough for me to love the franchise. If that makes sense.
I thought it was way overhyped.
Really?
I thought, it's a beautiful movie. Pocahontas in space is really what it was to me. And I don't know, I just felt like it was so overhyped, and it's like, oh my god, 3D technology. I'm like, we've had 3D technology since '84 with the red and blues. But I thought Avatar was well overhyped. I also think James Cameron can be kind of a prick. But I think the sequels have been delayed years already, right? Like I still don't understand how that movie took 11 years to make when like Star Wars invented its own technology in 2 years. But anyway, that's just me.
But anyway, like this whole delay, I think is a good thing because that gives us the breathing room for the Star Wars franchise, which Star Wars does best when people kind of almost forget about it and then it comes back.
Yes and no. I think Star Wars movies do well regardless because it's Star Wars. I think the storytelling is done well when it's not rushed. And I think whatever this movie franchise is, if it's delayed a year, that's fine with me. You know, we got news too. Mulan is like indefinitely delayed, which to me, that's a Disney Plus no-brainer as well. But I'm interested to see, you know, how this trickle affects like certain planning, right? Does that mean certain Disney Plus Star Wars shows are going to be delayed? It seems like Star Wars is going to be moving more towards a Disney Plus TV show, expanding characterization, expanding world stuff, which Rob has wanted forever, idea. Which we both really like. Mandalorian was a huge hit, and I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, Disney Plus. I think I'm very surprised I didn't hear a lot more things like we're putting this on Disney Plus. We're putting this on Disney Plus. That's what I think surprised me the biggest when they were talking about all these delays due to COVID. And I don't know, maybe they're still like, no, we're not moving from the spot, kind of on these things, but.
Let me ask your opinion, like, because you talked about streaming service that got me, that jogged my memory of Hellstrom. The Hellstrom series that's coming on Hulu, which is the darker side of the Marvel Universe, right?
Yes, sir.
So, we saw
Great
that
trailer.
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw that little trailer, definitely like horror TV show-esque. Like, if I didn't know that it was part of the MCU, you would have never known. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know if it's part of the MCU.
No, it is.
It is? Okay.
I think it is. I don't know if it's going to connect to anything. I think it's going to be in its own pocket. It is going on Hulu, which Hulu seems to be like Marvel and Disney's like darker side of things now that they have the rights to it from Fox. You know, Hulu's actually really good with kind of horror-esque shows. What's it called? The Mark Bernardin show, Castle Rock.
Oh, Castle Rock. Yes. That's
Stephen King. Great show, Stephen King. And this looks really good. You know, Damon Hellstrom is basically the son of Satan.
Yep.
So that's kind of going to be like Marvel's answer to the Lucifer popularity with DC and now Netflix.
Well, see, the thing with Lucifer, right, with DC and like its own separate thing, just like this is going to be as well.
Yeah.
But like Lucifer has that campy feel to it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it still has those moments.
Just that sprinkle of CW in it.
Right, yeah, that's what it does. And
Into the ingredients.
Dude, and it works, right? For me, I love that series. Like, Hellstrom, I don't think we're going to get any campiness at all. This feels like a dark, gritty show that we're going to see the devil. We saw him talking to his mother.
See the devil.
I'm already scared. It's already too much for me.
It was tense, man.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and you're gonna see, you know, Damon Hellstrom and his sister, who are basically the son and daughter of Satan himself, in kind of this almost like possession, you know, exorcist style, Marvel series. I don't know. I would hope to see Mephisto.
Oh.
I would love to see Mephisto in a TV series.
He's one of the 8 kings of hell, 7 kings.
Yeah, I would also, which this is like reach, like Mr. Fantastic reach. I would love to see Ghost Rider. Some like cameo in this. I don't think. No. Rob's like, you will not get my hopes up for that.
Don't do this to me.
I saw the twinkle in the eye though.
I got excited. I started to cry. I think we're gonna get the tease of. What's his name? The Red Devil, the King. We just said his name.
Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto. Thank you.
I would love to see I would love to see the hell race between Mephisto and Ghost Rider.
Stop it.
Would be
this
so
show's
ridiculous.
about Hellstrom. It's not about one of my favorite characters. Stop
but
doing this.
I think it'd be really cool.
You know what?
Maybe,
might as well get Cosmic Ghost Rider for doing it. You know, might as well bring
that'd
him.
be sick.
Stop.
That'd be ridiculous.
It'd be fantastic.
Like they have to stop.
They should just do
Frank Castle as Ghost Rider.
They should just do an animated Ghost Rider series. And call
That's
it a day.
so dark. You can't show kids that he's with like his Soul Taker.
Adult. It's adult animated. Like you don't show kids Rick and Morty.
Lobotomizing people with fire.
Anyway, Hellstrom looks good. It's definitely cool if you want to see the dark side of the Marvel universe, especially that dark magical side that you kind of get with the DC universe that you don't get with Marvel.
Are you gonna check it out?
That here. What?
Are you gonna check it out? Are you gonna watch it?
Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
If I get too scared, I'll get a blanket. I'm fine.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, it looks pretty creepy, but I think I'm gonna check it out.
Now,
I like it.
Is there anything else before we end the show that you wanted to touch base on from Comic-Con at home?
Yeah, a couple small things. Star Trek did a huge panel. I know Rob isn't a Star Trek person. They did give dates for Star Trek Discovery Season 3, which is in October. They talked about Picard, Live Long and Prosper. Live Long and Prosper. So they talked about Picard Season 2 is well underway. Mark Bernardin's on the writing team, which is awesome.
He knows how to write words nicely.
He very well. He's a wordsmith. And so they're doing Picard Season 2 is going to bring back a bunch of characters from Next Generation, which is great. They're doing a new kids series on Nickelodeon, so they're expanding it. They're really expanding Star Trek.
To get
they're
the
doing
kids involved. That's good because
yeah,
kids, I don't think, pay attention in this.
If you get into Star Trek as a kid, you must be the most patient kid on the planet because I thought it was the most boring thing until I was an adult, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm old now.
Oh, that
I
makes
like
sense.
this."
I don't think I'm old. That's why I don't like it.
That's why. But yeah, Star Trek Prodigy, which will be on Nickelodeon, will be a kid series, and they kind of have like this spoofy kind of like almost like a Netflixian cartoon series called Star Trek Lower Decks, which is supposed to be like almost like a Family Guy-esque, Bob Burgers-esque adult comedy about like the people on the bottom of the ship you never see.
That's cool.
Kind of like,
I like
the
that idea.
lowest totem pole people on like a ship, like no captains, no anybody on top. It's like where are we? Oh, we're at the bottom of the ship.
Oh, like the servicemen and all that. I like that. That's a cool concept.
Like people who like do like stock shelves and stuff. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, it seems like they're expanding in a big bag way. Like that's a CBS property that over the years Star Trek fans have been like, why aren't we expanding this as its own thing the way Star Wars expands its own thing?
I almost forgot something huge that came from this that we need to talk about.
What?
We saw Black Suit we saw Black Suit Superman.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Black Suit Zoidberg.
No.
Yes, we did.
It looked good.
Look, I mean, it's Henry Cavill.
Anytime
you show me Henry Cavill in a Superman suit, I'm gonna look at it. Also, we got during that was an interesting panel that I did not know was gonna happen, like a Justice League panel
out of nowhere.
So yeah, we got some confirmations there too. Zack Snyder said no Green Lantern in his movie, but there is a Green Lantern cameo, which to me relates back to years ago. There was like this scene that was cut out where like I think Darkseid and his army kills a Green Lantern, like one of the alien Green Lanterns,
I remember
and
that.
his ring kind of gets shown flying away looking for its next host.
You think we see its host?
Yeah, maybe we might see the host, or we might just see that scene where it flies into like space looking for the next.
It goes to John Diggle.
Oh my! Well, I don't need CW ruining an already questionable movie.
John Diggle would not ruin it. You watch your dirty mouth.
No, I love John Diggle. He already found a ring. Remember, he found it in.
I know, but they can link it together.
He's gonna be in Metropolis, the Superman show.
Yeah.
I'm 100%.
I know.
So that'll be interesting. But the other stuff we found out is very interesting fact. Apparently, the mother boxes, Snyder had a different view of them, where the mother boxes themselves hold pieces of Darkseid's mother's soul, and that's what he uses to communicate and like get advice from. So, in his version, Steppenwolf, who was the big bad, is also the uncle of Darkseid, but he's basically almost trying to gain his own way in Darkseid's army by getting these mother boxes back for Darkseid.
We also know Steppenwolf is going to have his like original design. He's not going to look that weird monstrosity that he looked in the show.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Zach hinted it, I think, on Vero, that dying social media platform that nobody went to.
Yeah.
I think he hinted it pretty heavily that he's going to have that original look. I don't know how true that is, but that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be more Cyborg too, like more of like Cyborg's origin,
Which
like
is good.
as Victor Stone, like the football player and his accident, and him and his dad rebuilding him, which was something that I thought was definitely missing in that. To have that car accident that changes Victor Stone is such a shocking moment. Of like think of any football player you've ever loved and something like that happening. You know what I mean? So like to me that would be a crazy cool moment to see. So we got some info there, and obviously we saw Black Suit Superman. The only thing I do wish is it was full 90s and he had the mullet, the long
No, he didn't
90s
need it. I'm fine.
Death and Return of Superman mullet. Oh, come on, that would have been so great. The long hair, would have been the long flowing Fabio hair.
Yes.
As he does a butter commercial. But that was good stuff. And also in that DC Dark Realm, we got a little tidbit of this new villain that's going to come out in Dark Knight's Metal, if you've been reading it. This is Zack Snyder, Greg Capullo. The first issue was awesome, second issue was good. But there's a huge spoiler in there that I'm not even going to say right now, but there's a new villain called the Robin King.
Oh.
And it's like this feral, evil, like Robin thing.
Is it like the Robins that the Batman Who Laughs walked around?
Directly connected with that. Yeah, you have no idea. That first issue is crazy. Like, a character dies and you're like, oh, he's dead. Like, really dead.
So it's a man.
Let's happen. Yes.
That narrows it down by 50%.
That narrows it by exactly half. But yeah,
I think it's 48%, right? I think women are winning.
Is it
49? I think it's 51%.
51-49.
Yeah,
good. Good. We need more women in the world. We're a bunch of idiot slobs. But
right.
That was the I'm so not surprised face. But so we got a glimpse of that. Snyder and Capullo did a great little panel where they discussed more of Dark Knight's Metal. Bill and Ted is actually very smart because they're going on video on demand and rental.
Bill and Ted looks
How
fun.
Smart?
How
are the two biggest idiots in the galaxy the smartest people when it comes to releasing? Like, why is anyone else doing it?
And everybody's going to buy it on demand. They're like, yeah, sure, why not? Because it's Bill and Ted. Yeah,
I know I'm going to. Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's keeping the same release date of September 4th, I believe. And it will be on video on demand. It'll be on, your cable provider, rental, everything. Which makes sense, because
the trailer looks fun.
For God's sakes, how's it going to be in theaters? Anything else on your end that you liked?
I'm good.
Sneak peek of Rick and Morty.
Yes, that was good.
Season 5, that was
The Boys
awesome.
Season 3 got confirmed before Season 2
How are we
even
not talking
happened?
about The Boys?
Like, oh my god.
Did we talk about The Boys trailer originally?
Came out a while ago,
The Boys Season 2, where like Highlander's doing that like tongue thing in the titty milk? Oh my god. That was crazy.
I don't think I've seen this.
And then he throws the kid off the roof?
What? No, I definitely didn't see it. How did I miss this?
We didn't do... Oh, well, it's hard to do a trailer time.
I know
what we're doing. It's more like, hey, here's a trailer while we're talking down here.
The last thing I saw was where the girl from like another state comes and joins them and does that little thing. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see the trailer.
So that character in the comics is actually male, so they gender swapped that character.
Oh, cool.
So I'm very interested to see how that turns out. I'm interested to see how some more of the characters develop. I think Amazon's really smart for pushing this, because
I can't wait for Huey to come back.
Oh yeah, this is what they're. Oh, I just want Judge Dredd in everything.
You just want that titty milk. You're like,
Carl Urban is just great.
He's great. Oh my god, he's
so badass in the perfect beard ratio and hair and looks ratio.
So hard. I don't know how he does it. He has to have somebody planting the beard.
It's called Hollywood, Rob. It's called money.
I need to call somebody.
He's got a beard fluffer every day.
Let me massage your beard follicles.
But yeah, just him, and you got to watch the trailer. It's nuts. And hopefully you'll be playing it while I'm saying all this random stuff.
Yeah.
But there's some awkward Highlander stuff in there. That's like, ooh, like cringeworthy. But yeah, man, out of everything, that was most of it. Again, stuff was so scattered around as far as Comic-Con at home. Obviously, a situation like this calls for a drastic situation. We did also get confirmed that the New York Comic Con is also working on something like this. So for anyone who did pre-badge stuff, highly doubt it's going to happen.
Yep.
Especially since the Javits Center right now is an overflow hospital for COVID cases.
Yeah, I'm very confident. Not very confident. It's a for sure thing that New York Comic Con's closed this year.
Yeah, I'm not going regardless, but I'm not going.
I don't think I could go. I don't think my family will allow me to go to New York Comic Con if it was open.
They're just holding you back as you're trying to rip through the door frame.
I'm trying to. I think Mike would be like breaking my back holding me. My fiance would be pulling me by the hair of my chinny chin chin. My mom would just look at me disappointing. My father would be cheering me on, waiting to see me die. He's like, "Do it, you dumbass! Go die!"
But like, yeah, I don't think it's happening.
I wouldn't be able to go. I don't think I could go.
I don't think it's happening. And then like the other little news, Mega Man movie still in the works.
Cool.
Cool. Hopefully that works out well, unlike every other video game movie. And to me, last but not least, interesting. So we talked about the Star Wars High Republic books that got delayed till January.
Yeah.
The 300 years past of the Jedi and the Republic. There's going to be some ancestry in there, so there's going to be a bunch of ancestors that are related to major characters we know, kind of sprinkled into the universe.
Okay.
Whether Jedi or not Jedi, so might be something to definitely look at. My hope is like an Obi-Wan ancestor, or I would love to see like an early like Qui-Gon Jinn ancestor and how that family, or Yoda,
that'd
obviously.
Be
But
cool.
that's just me.
So, guys, that wraps up this episode of the Jersey Comic Group Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know down in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube your favorite events from Comic-Con at home. Let us know your favorite games or your favorite moment from Xbox event, the Xbox Series X showcase. We definitely want to hear your thoughts. Are you getting the Xbox? Are you getting the PlayStation? What movie are you most excited for? From the I was almost said Disney Plus, from Comic-Con at home. How did you like
it could have been
Comic-Con
Disney
at
Plus.
home? It could have been. It might as well be, right?
Yeah. Also, let us know why Walking Dead is still trying.
Oh,
I would love to know.
No.
Let us. I want to know how they're still expanding that universe. That's all I want to know, because I don't know, and I can't talk about it because I have no idea. But I would love to know how they're making a third spin-off show and still planning on doing Rick movies. And they haven't even premiered their season finale yet.
They're doing it during a quarantine COVID. Like, do you think that's smart? Do we think it's smart to make a new series versus a virus that turned people into zombies?
Their finale got delayed? If you're still watching it, like, I just want a comment of just let me know why. That's all. I'm curious.
Should we watch it?
Yeah, let us know. I fell off. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, that's just me.
All right, guys. As always, I'm Ron Moran.
And I'm Chris Ellis.
And we'll see you next time.
JerseyComicCrew.podbean.com. Stay safe, everybody.